Okay, Coach, we are about 15 or so miles northwest of world-famous Miami Beach as we are set for football at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New York Jets and the Miami Dolphins. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Let's go! Let's go! 28-yard line.
Throwing now, Rosen on first down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
That first down completion only netted him 3. Second and 7.
Check 26, check 26. Alert, alert, alert.
Here's Rosen. He's got a man, complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Miles Boykin, his 4th touchdown on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Ready up. Mike by 2, Mike by 2. You don't want none. Get it. Pick up the ball. Five.
They'll run for the first time with Austin Eckler. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Hey, Zoo. 58 to Mike, 58. 58 to Mike.
From the gun, Denny. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion.
Bravo. Now.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Denny, he's going to go for a big play downfield. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Keep playing. At their own 35-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders. That
guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a two-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Rosen off the play action. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down.
Well, there's times when you see these catches that are made, and we just know the guys playing it are really wishing for college rules. Only need that one foot down instead of two. It's awfully difficult on the sideline, isn't it?
An incomplete pass on second down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Out of the gun. Here's Josh Rosen. Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 45. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away. And that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
At the 46-yard line.
Go! 8 read. Right there. Let's go.
On 2nd down, Eckler. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
It's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 5.
The Jets will bring in a nickel set here as they try to stop this 3rd down.
Hey, Alpha. 58, boy, 58, Mike. Here we go.
Operating from the gun, Denny. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. Big yardage that time for the Jets. 47 yards. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 25-yard line. Now a carry for Bernard. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Keep it up, keep it up. 54.
Now it's Rosen. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Herb Smith Jr., his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Jets will extend their lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. On the ground, it's Eckler. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 17 yards for the Dolphins there as they've got themselves a first down.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
Check. Fresh nose.
Ready. Throwing on first down. Denny. His throw incomplete.
After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. Trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Hey, lock it. Rush in.
Throwing again. Denny, he's going to let this one go deep. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off by John Johnson. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. 2nd interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question, because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on it. His teammates are going to check on it, because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. So the drive's going to start with Pollard. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
A throw over the middle taken in. 3 catches now this afternoon, the same number he had all of last week. Also, it's a first down. How about the first quarter he's putting together out wide? Pretty impressive.
I think that he likes the fact that we're playing this as a day game. You know, some guys, they respond better in the evenings. For some reason, it builds up. For this guy, day game, and he is off and running. You're exactly right. 100 might be conservative with the start that he's had here in the first quarter.
Yeah, by the numbers, he's on pace for 200-plus right now. They'll go with Pollard here on first down. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, it's working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Here's Rosen to throw. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. Clearly wasn't outside of the tackle box. There's your penalty.
And accompanying that penalty, a loss of down.
So now it's 3rd and long, because remember, they also lose a down on the grounding call.
Go. Check.
From the gun, it's Rosen. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's going to be taken down at the 39, clearly short of the first by a few yards. It's a pickup of 13, but they're still a bit short, and it'll be 4th down. And he gets it away, and it's a laser headed for the sidelines. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And got his man complete. Give him 30 yards there.
It's a gain of 30. That's good for Dolphins. First down. 1st and 10.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
14. Dolphins, nothing.
Ready.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Running on 1st down, Eckler. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now Eckler, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
On 3rd down, Denny. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But it's the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. Now Pollard. And he's got some space here. And now nothing but green ahead of him. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Tony Pollard with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Jets will extend their lead. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And that makes the score 21-0. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From the gun, Denny. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Montez Sweat, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Leo! Hey, switch gears. Check 9.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 20. And it's a touchdown for the Jets. Lambo to add on the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. You've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. The Dolphins on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Operating from the gun. Denny. He's airing it out for Williams. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Mike Hughes. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
The tackle was by the Boston College product, Harold Landry.
2nd and 6 at their 48-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Come on, D.
Off the play fake. Here's Rosen. Escaping the pressure right. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
Come on, baby. Let's see what you got.
From the shotgun, it's Rosen. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 25. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
On the ready.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. They'll run here with Eckler, and he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Off the play fake. Denny. Flushed out. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Montez Sweat in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
The Dolphins on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 14.
Bang, bang. Hatch it. Hatch it.
From the gun, Denny. He's got his man. It's Williams. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Dolphin first down. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
Let's put that team on the
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Denny, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Montez Sweat in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll send you up to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there, and he'll have stats and scores from a busy Sunday in the NFL. Looking to throw. Denny. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Bishop. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. They go back to the ground now with Eckler. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11.
Ready. 90 Wolf.
You better bring it.
From the midfield strike, they'll look to throw. This to Jarwin. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Ready. 50. Plant.
On first down, Denny. This one complete to Christian Kirk. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. Out of the gun, Eckler running it. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play.
Now a signal and a timeout call. as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. So on third down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. This from 44 yards out, left hash. The kick by Marr is good. So a late 3 there, and that'll help as they head into the break.
Talk about situational football and something they've worked on since the OTAs and mini camps the previous summer. They take care of the ball, get 3 points, knowing they're going to get the ball to start the second half. That's the old 2-for-1 special to finish things off.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. And the Jets set to receive this third quarter kickoff, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in the second half.
All day, baby, all day.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. 2nd and 11. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass.
Recon, 132 fighter.
SOS. No. Off. Check 37. Check 37.
To throw on third down. Denny. And that is incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Here's Ryan Quigley now as he's on to punt for Miami. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. It's taken to the 26. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away.
Yeah,
defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
I know that interception was dropped, and it would have been their 3rd of the game, and I will guarantee you, in the huddle, on the bench, all the defensive guys have been talking about is, we've got this guy right where we want him. Who's going to get the next one? It almost becomes a challenge, and they missed a golden opportunity.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Go, Mike.
Rosen will throw. This is Johnson. He's got it. 17 yards for the Jets there as they've got themselves a first down.
The catch, deservedly so, is going to get a lot of credit, but even more so because there's a defender there ready to make a play.
Yeah, just flat out muscled on that one.
Hey, alert, alert. Mike 51, Mike.
On first down, it's Rosen. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
That first down completion only netted him 3. Second and 7.
They're scared.
On second down, it's Pollard. And for one of the few times here today, this one's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. To throw is Rosen. And he finds McLaurin. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 28.
A gain of 11 on the play. First down, Jets.
99. 80. You. Monday.
Now Rosen on first down. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Adrian Amos with a pick. And he'll bring it all the way back just a yard or two shy of midfield. They were looking for Johnson that time. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here. That good for 22 and a first down. So first and 10 now from the 30. First down, and they stick with Eckler. And he's got about 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 25.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Hey, Steve 6. Now.
Looking to throw on second down. Denny, that's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness. But the passing game right now for them, not overly impressive. Last week he hit on right at 50%. This week he's under 50%.
And it's not just on him. Protection, a few breakdowns along the way. That's made him get off the spot. Receivers not getting their way open downfield. The coverage has been awfully tight. They've got to all get together and find ways to make this passing game get in gear.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on third down.
Marr able to put this one through. And they're back within 3 scores as it's now a 22-point game. So a good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them will give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
This is fielded at the goal line. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Now a give, right side. Bernard. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Now Rosen. The open man is Smith. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Jets move the chains.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work, and that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a first down.
Rosen now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard, and just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. If this defense wants to stay in this ballgame, they've got to start ending some drives. That helps.
And they have to look ahead at what they expect the offense to do. And right now with that lead, that's run the football. So you don't just stack the line of scrimmage. You have to get upfield and try and make some plays in their backfield.
Throwing on 2nd down. Rosen is going to let this go for the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And last time able to get 3. That's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. From the gun, Denny. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Montez Sweat, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. Needs something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
He's coming, double up. Show it up, show it up. 58's the mic. 58's the mic.
Operating from the gun, Denny. That's going to be caught by Kirk. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long.
Brings up 4th down.
Here's Ryan Quigley now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. We'll call that a 49-yard punt with a return of just 2. And out will come the offense as they take over. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Let's go, D. Let's go.
They'll run with Pollard to begin the drive. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. Back now in Miami. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Here we go.
Going to run again here with Pollard. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Pollard. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. 2nd and 5 now. Rosen. And his throw here's incomplete.
I think you put just a little bit too much heat on that one. When you throw it to the outside, you do have to be careful because you got to keep it away from the defender, but you also have to give your own guy a chance too.
The Jets on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Now Rosen looking to throw. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10.
Let's go.
At their own 14-yard line.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone. And
I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working and call more of that.
Sponge! No! Check! Shoot! Hey, alert 3!
Ready!
2nd and 2. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Back to throw. Denny. He'll hit his tight end, Walker. First target, first catch, and a 1st down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
3 down. Check 13. Watch out.
General West. Hey, just shoot.
They'll run out of the gun with Eckler. He'll have a 1st down past the 40. And he'll get this all the way up to the 42-yard line. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Dolphins have a 1st down.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight end's right. Hey.
Look at me. Door.
Under 10. 10. Check 52.
5.
On 1st and 10, Denny. He's going to air one out. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. Another incompletion. It's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Focus, defense, focus.
Hey, Echo.
58, right over there.
Be crib.
To throw again. Denny got an open man, the tight end, Jarwin. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 37.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their route.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hadn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense, I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure.
Go, go.
58, the mic.
We own them. We own them.
58, right over there, right over there. Yeah, yeah. Mike, 58.
Hey, high 7. Get it.
Looking to throw. Denny. And the pressure gets to him again.
For a rookie first-rounder, he's made a huge impact on this defense, but that tells me that they had a plan for him when they drafted him. Just turn him loose, do what you do best, go get the quarterback.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. From the gun, Denny going up top for Miller. And that'll be incomplete. Now, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's fourth down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, it really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone, and especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing, so they'll go for it on fourth down.
Weapon.
They'll run for it with Eckler. And this is going to come up well short as they stop him on fourth down. The Dolphins can't convert on fourth down. And that will force a turnover on downs.
Right there.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Been a very strong performance for them, really on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
Jets, first down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a first and 10. Here's Bernard. They'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
They'll run again with Bernard. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. The Jets on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. Now Bernard. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down.
He's taken down at the 33-yard line. A gain of 3 yards.
On is Josh Lambo for the field goal try. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the 4th quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, you know, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
Ready?
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it.
And now here is another interception. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And a big return will get him all the way down to the 35. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. On first down, Pollard. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Tony Pollard with his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Jets will extend their lead. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This one taken from the 7. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. First down, Miami, as they get set to start the drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something execute.
The Jets pressure too much as down he goes. Montez Sweat in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year. Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. And now a fair catch called for, and he'll indeed take it at about the 6-yard line. That one in the books as a 64-yard punt. And the Jets offense will be backed up to start this drive as they've got it 1st and 10.
Right there.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game, and that's always puzzled me a little bit.
So it's a victory here for the New York Jets, and you've got to say, CD, it was the defense who had a big part in the W.
Oh, without question. When you force 4 turnovers, you get to enjoy the spoils of victory, don't you? It's rare that you force 4 turnovers and lose a ball game. That's almost unheard of. They carried this one home. You talk about celebrating.